Yo, what's up, Wolsters, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this week's tutorial. Anyway, I am doing a drawing tutorial, and I thought it would be fun to draw Miranda sing. I'm using the app Procreate, but in case you don't have that app, you can translate everything that I do into other apps, or I recommend downloading this. It's iPad only. Anyway, I'm gonna go into Procreate. I already have a preset 2048 by 2048. Open my image of Miranda, and the reason that I chose her is because her lips are super easy, and usually lips are super hard. Another thing is, this was totally inspired by my friend Amanda, who is Estatunes. I don't know how to say her name. But I'll put a screenshot of her Instagram in a little bit. I'm using her brushes as well. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is create a circle so that it looks like she kind of fades. Once you have the circle that you want, you can like fill it in. And I'm actually pretty proud of this one. It looks pretty good. And you're going to create a new layer. And we're going to start with the eyes. So the brush that I'm going to be using is from Amanda. I'm going to select the color black and click on the brush icon. And I'm going to go to her Beauty Guru pack, which you can purchase for $5. It's a super good deal. She has amazing brushes. I'm going to use her outline brush. This is her Instagram. So it's like aesthetic, then tunes. She makes amazing cartoons and intros, so go follow her. Anyway, you're going to outline the eye with black. Don't worry if it looks really weird and creepy, or if your person looks like too much eyeliner, you know? Because you can just take it away later. But the reason why is because you are going to go up and use that S tool, go over to automatic and click inside the eye. This makes sure that you cannot color outside the lines. Now you're going to kind of choose like a peachy white color, a little off-white for the inside of their eye. And you're going to make sure you're selected on a layer above this, which I already did, and you're going to drag it to fill in. So see, I have it on a different layer. Then I'm going to turn the opacity down by clicking that N tool on the black one, and I'll probably turn it back up, yeah, just a little bit. Now, it looks so bad at the beginning, but once you start to add more details, it looks a lot better, so just keep going if you can work with it. There's really no mistakes. So now you're going to select kind of a mid-tone color, and I'm using the outline brush, and you're going to fill it in and then select a darker color, and this is also on a new layer. And I turn the background off for the white. Then I'm going to go to my airbrush. I'm going to use my soft airbrush. This is a Procreate brush. And you're going to create a little highlight mark. And how you do that is you're just going to kind of make a circle at the bottom. And then you're going to go over to lighten and click add so that it makes it brighter. And then play with the opacity. This is when it starts to look a little more realistic. Alright, we are now going to make the people. So what I like to do is I like to come in with the soft airbrush and just kind of make a circle, and then maybe turn the opacity down and keep going over that circle a little bit. Also, this tutorial has some tips and tricks used from Amanda's tutorial on YouTube, so this is not all my original content, but about half of it is. So now that you have that pupil, don't worry, the eye is not done. I am going to make some shading. So I'm going to select the eye layer and go to that S tool again, select black, and you can turn your brush up as much as you want because now you can't go outside the lines. And you're going to kind of shade because the shadow on the eyelashes and everything, so you want it to look realistic. Then you're going to go over to the smudge tool, which is super handy because then you just smudge in that shadow. Okay, I'm going to play with that opacity, and it starts to look a little more realistic. I'm going to create a new layer and shade only the iris. So you're going to select the iris with that S tool, go to black, and shade over the iris because for some reason it makes it look a little better. See? Starting to look good. Anyway, this tutorial was pretty rushed, by the way, so towards the end it's not going to look as good as it can be. If you just keep on going at it and fixing stuff up and take your time, you can just pause it here and come back later. Just take breaks, but you want to make it the best quality that you can. So my eye is almost done, I think. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add, so I'm going to merge my layers down because I want to work in as few layers as possible. Then I'm just going to go in and add some highlights right now. So I'm just going to select that, and I'll add my highlights. You guys can do this however you want. I don't want to show you guys how I do it because I do it the same way as Amanda, and I really don't want to copy her tutorial. If you guys need a highlight tutorial, you guys can go to Amanda's video. Just follow her Instagram, and the link is in her bio. So now what I'm going to do is I clicked duplicate. I slid over on the layer, clicked duplicate, and try to do this only when your eyes are kind of on the same level. I'm going to actually end up warping this eye. So I turn the opacity down to about 50 so I can see both the eyes, and then you click the warp tool. And yeah, you kind of just move it around. That's why I love Procreate better than other like Adobe Draw and Adobe Sketch. They're a good start, but when you want to get your cartoon game up, this is what you do. So I'm going to use a stamp that is by Amanda to do the eyebrows. You guys can also draw them in, but I recommend just buying a stamp from Amanda, or not from Amanda. Just get an eyebrow or eyelash stamp because it really saves you time. And again, I'm just going to do the same thing. I duplicated and warped, and then I'm going to merge my layers down. How you do that is just you click on the layer. So now we're going to move on to the lips, and hers are very easy, but you will get all the information you need to do not bright red lips from here. What I'm doing is I'm just adding highlights. I outlined her lips and dragged the color inside, and that was very simple, as you guys can see. And then you just add highlights and maybe turn the opacity down a little bit, but you want to make it look kind of cartoony. So you see, it's starting to look like her. So now I'm going to select black, and we're going to, no, that was just showing you guys the hair, but now we're going to move on to the hair. I am going to use Amanda's outline brush because honestly it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a really good brush to outline stuff. So I'll select that, and then how you select a color, I forgot to tell you guys, is you're going to use that little square button and select it, then outline the hair. Make sure all your lines are touching or else the color won't fill. And once you have that, then see it, they didn't fill, they filled the whole page, so I fixed it up, retraced, and then I'm going to drag the color and it'll fill in. Make sure to make a new layer. I forgot to, but so it's on the same layer as the eyes, I think. But now you're going to select that S tool again. This is so handy because you can use that airbrush tool and make the brush as big as you'd like. So we're just going to select the hair, go to a new layer, and it's so nice that you can't color outside. Anyway, we're going to add highlights and lowlights. So at the roots of people's hair, it's usually darker. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in with a darker version of that brown. We're going to use the soft airbrush, make it a pretty big brush size, and just do the roots. And then I think I'm actually going to come in with almost black in the center of the roots, but let's wait for a second. So you just kind of airbrush that, and then yeah, I come in with a darker one, and then you blend it. Add highlights, add other colors. Right now this is just the base of it. This helps for like a very simple, very cartoony thing, but since her hair is not perfect, Colleen's hair is amazing, but Miranda's hair is not supposed to be perfect, so instead of kind of leaving it more airbrush and stuff, I'm going to go in with a hair tool and just add some extra strands, kind of wispy strands like over on the right side of her, you know, and just kind of come in with extra detail. Remember, you can always blend, and then yeah. So this is almost our final product. We just got to add in her face. So we have the hair pretty much done. So now we're going to come in with the outline brush. Select a color of her face that's kind of in the middle, not light, not dark, just kind of a middle skin tone, and outline her whole face. Then again, drag the color, drop it in. Now, you're going to come in with the airbrush. So first you're going to fix it up, make sure that none of it is visible under the hair. Then you're going to select that S tool, come in with the airbrush, find a dark contour, and contour her face, and then on another layer you're gonna come in and lighten up her face, if that makes sense. So you're just gonna go in where the dark spots and the light spots are, and don't worry if it doesn't look good, because you're gonna blend it. So I'm just gonna come in and do that. And she looks kind of crazy right now, but then you blend it, and then I erased the nose that is on the original layer and kind of faded it out, and then turned the skin a little down so it blends, because noses take absolutely forever. And this is our finished product. The neck is the exact same thing as you did for the face, and the shirt is the exact same thing. So if you guys want another Procreate tutorial and you want me to do more of like an in-depth, maybe not Miranda Sings, full cartoon tutorial, comment down below. Also comment if you want other tutorials, because I'm doing one tutorial a week and one sit-down video a week. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and bye, see you guys tomorrow, or another video.